Welcome to the Mudcat Report, community news, politics, and culture with a local twist. Here's your host, owner and publisher of the Gazebo Gazette, Hunter Dawkins.
Treat yourself to something sweet at Pass Ice Cream Palace in beautiful downtown Pass Christian. Pass Ice Cream is serving up more than 65 flavors of premium Hershey's ice cream, along with refreshing boba tea, creamy milkshakes, dirty sodas, brownies, cookie sundaes, and delicious desserts the whole family will love.
Good afternoon. My name is Hunter Dawkins, the host of the Mudcat Report. This is the 34th episode of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community News Podcast. Our theme for the day is Pass Christian Business, as we are recording from our main sponsor, Pass Ice Cream Palace. I'm here with my wonderful producer of the show, Jeff Clark. Jeff is a well-accomplished, award-winning journalist and the director of the Harrison County Senior Services. Jeff, how are you, my friend?
Hunter, I'm doing well. Not going to be on camera much today because we've got Ms. Wendy Diaz here. We got a lot of great guests. Charlie's eating ice cream. As somebody who lives here on Davis Avenue, what a blessing it is to have an ice cream shop right down the street. Super glad to be here.
Awesome.
The kind of stuff I dreamed about when I was a kid. Like I'm telling Charlie, you should really start writing your book about growing up in downtown Pass Christian.
Certainly agree with you on that, Jeff. I mean, we have, like you said, a wonderful show today, and we'll discuss the Pass Christian businesses, and we have several key figures to talk about the business scene in Pass Christian. And while we're welcoming everybody here with a nice dessert, including your boy over there, and obviously we're going to talk about the sponsors. That's something that helps keep us
Reel
going.
them off. Always love to hear this.
Exactly. This episode is sponsored by the Gazebo Gazette, Harrison County's independent newspaper, the Beau Rivage Resort and Casino in Biloxi, Nine Toes Brewing Company in Pass Christian, O'Dwyer Realty Agent, Stephanie Mankiewicz, Joseph Kelly, attorney at law, Coast Casual in Pass Christian, the Insurance Barn in Gulfport, Hook 'em for Heroes Block Party. It's on Saturday, September the 12th. Gee, that's popping up soon here. Right here at Nine Toes Brewing Company, the Pass Ice Cream Palace, which we're in, and we're always in the U.S. Marine Inc. studio. We'll talk after the break.
Treat yourself to something sweet at Pass Ice Cream Palace in beautiful downtown Pass Christian. Pass Ice Cream is serving up more than 65 flavors of premium Hershey's ice cream, along with refreshing boba tea, creamy milkshakes, dirty sodas, brownies, cookie sundaes, and delicious desserts the whole family will love.
I would love to introduce my first guest, one of my great friends, and a recurring guest, because this is more than once you've been on the show, the Pass Christian Main Street Director, President, whatever you want to do. You are the person in charge for Main Street. Wendy Diaz Del Valle. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Hunter. How are you?
I'm doing great. Wendy, we are welcoming, this is a welcoming scene, Pass Christian, with Sazerac Square and past bungalows down here by the beach. What else could the city be doing to make it any better than it already is?
Well, we are continuing to add new businesses, and the word's getting out that there's lots of good stuff to come see and buy in Pass Christian. I walked around town last Saturday, and every shop I went in had a half a dozen or so people in it shopping, which was just a wonderful thing to see.
Awesome. So I'm definitely, me growing up here and seeing the different scenes. It's going back to when I first started growing up in the mid 80s. It was very reminiscent of that time in Pass Christian. You have been very instrumental with the art community in Pass Christian. How can this develop? How can using that platform develop with the small businesses like this one here for the city?
Well, we've been talking about it for 2 years, but I think the footings may be going in next week for our oysters.
That's a big thing.
So that's a huge thing. We have 17 going in. They're about 4.5 feet tall, and it's going to become a tourist attraction because it is public art. It makes it walkable because you walk from one to the next, and that's part of why we've placed them where we've placed them. Our downtown is small enough that it is very walkable, and we want people to get out and enjoy it and walk from spot to spot. So we've placed the oysters so that they are just far enough away that that's not too far. I can walk on to the next one. And they ring our shopping district. So they'll be up and down on Davis, up and down on Scenic, up and down on Second. And that really will help our businesses.
Awesome. Awesome. Besides cruising the coast in October, coming here down past Christian, which is, is a big event for past Christian, what other fall events should we look forward to in the city in the fall?
Well,
Or even all the way to the winter?
sure. Next weekend, we are celebrating our youth on Saturday morning, and that'll be in the 100 block of West Scenic. So over by Nine Toes. That's going to be a really exciting event. And then we do have the Hook 'em for Heroes on September 12th. And that will be a big block party, lots of bands. Their lineup looks fantastic. So if you're looking for something to do on that Saturday, by all means, check out Pass Christian. Then, of course, you mentioned cruising. And the cruisers will be in the pass on the 8th, 9th, and 10th. We hope to have two really dynamic bands the night of the 8th and 9th. Of course, we have Burnham up in the pass, the Burnout on the 8th at 5. They start lining up at 4. And if you like the sound of squealing tires and the smell of burning rubber, that is a fabulous event. Then, our police department does a beautiful job with passing out candy at our trunk or treat.
Wow.
So that'll be in late October. We have a farm to table meal.
I was going to ask what
Yeah.
it was.
That is always the first Sunday of November. It's held down in our pavilion in the middle of downtown.
A lot of big long table.
Lots of tables. And then, we host about 96 people at that meal. So, and local restaurants prepare the food for us. And then, of course, a favorite is always, it is Christmas in the Pass. Yeah, the first Friday of Christmas. And I think they have some changes this year that are going to be really great. So looking forward to all of those things in Pass Christian. It's a dynamic fall.
That's certainly great. That's a great, at least the next few weeks, bringing up those things. Let me ask you one last question that I know you have to get to the chapel because I know Andrew is going to complain about you. You can tell Andrew that I said I kept you long.
I will.
But does the business community reach out to you often? And if they do, how do they feel about the developments of the projects going on in the city right now?
The more we have, the more there is for folks to come in town. Having things like Hotel Whiskey and the bungalows has really reminded people that we have places to stay in addition to the VRBOs. All of our restaurants, I believe we have 18 all told, which is a lot in our size town. So everything from the Burger Shack in the harbor to fine dining at Hook or Fields. So a little bit of everything for everyone. And of course, dessert at either of our two ice cream places, especially the one we're in right now, the Pass Ice Cream Palace. So there's a lot to do here, and that's driven things. We are at Main Street working on a searchable city map that will help support our businesses so people can find them.
I remember you telling me about that. Tell me a little bit more about that if you don't mind.
Not at all. We hope to have it live next week. It won't be fully fleshed out, but it'll be functional. It will have all of our brick and mortar businesses in town by category, and you have quick access to driving or walking directions, LinkedIn, and we are going to plaster the town with QR codes. So wherever you are, you can quickly pull out the map and get to wherever you need to go. So
I hope Mayor Torgerson's ready for all those QR codes being around town too as well.
yeah.
But Wendy, we definitely thank you. Appreciate it. Tell everybody in the audience how they can contact you through either email or through the contact through the city.
Sure. So our website is www.passmainstreet.com. Even though we are a 501c3, it was set up as a .com, and so we're happy to hold on to that as it at least trends a little on Google.
Absolutely.
Or info@passmainstreet.com.
We thank you very much. It's always good to see you.
Super. Thank you so much, Hunter.
We'll catch you after the next commercial.
Looking for trusted legal guidance on the Mississippi Gulf Coast? Joseph Kelly, attorney at law, has been serving the coast since 1993, helping families protect what matters most. From estate planning to securing your legacy, Joseph Kelly provides experienced, personalized legal services designed around your unique needs.
Looking for insurance coverage you can count on? Call the Insurance Barn, a professional agency since 1959. The Insurance Barn writes all-in-one policies and offers coverage for homeowners, fire, flood, commercial property, auto, boats, motorcycles, plus wind and hail protection.
Would love to introduce my next guest, Pasquotan's Ward 3 Alderman, Kirk Kimball. Alderman Kimball has become the public servant for the business community here in Pasquotan. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. And you messed up, but I don't want to tell you, I am the public servant for all of Pasquotan. But I appreciate you pointing that out, that I do have the business community. Yes, thank you. And thank you for allowing me today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I know that you're not a big fan of recent budgets, but tell me about how you feel about this year's budget for the city of Pasquotan so far.
I have opposed budgets in the past that overspend. This particular budget, as I like to call it, as moving forward. In most budgets, you cannot receive everything that you want, but there was an effort consciously to move the city forward. And what I mean by that is, for instance, to give you an example, we needed equipment. I was on the side that we needed to lease equipment. And the reason for leasing equipment is you rotate old out with the new, and it really kind of takes your maintenance budget and lowers it down tremendously. However, that wasn't what was going to take place. So we were able to get some equipment. And what I mean by that is some equipment. Public Works received a new tractor. Beautification received some new equipment. There were 2 new police cars. The harbor master, they received something at the harbor that I can't recall at the moment, but those are the items that they've all gotten in the budget. And really and truly, when you think about it, we're moving forward. We didn't get everything we wanted, but it was one of those giant tasks. And to kind of frame it, we were all working for the goal of the common good of the citizens of Pasquotan. And one of my good friends who's on the board with me, also an alderman, we were texting at 4 a.m. Actually, sorry, it was about 4:55. He was out of the country, and we were trying desperately to get everything that we needed to move the city forward. I don't think everyone got exactly what they wanted, but it was for the common good, for the city of Pasquotan, and for every citizen to move forward. And that's what we had accomplished.
Well, I know you talk about all the time about the difference between government and business, because you obviously know both platforms at least. Talk to me about some changes that have been made or will be made in the Pasquotan Harbor for the seafood market.
The harbor is, oh goodness, that is a continual work in progress. We are constantly working with grants. We're constantly working through
Well, and as you know, in
tidelines.
Harrison County, the Pasquotan seafood market is the only one next to Biloxi.
That's correct. And the way that I like to frame it when we talk about seafood, there is a poultry industry in Mississippi. There's a gaming industry in Mississippi. There's also a seafood industry in Mississippi. And that gets really overlooked. And there's a lot going on down at the harbor. My vision for the harbor is a marina style within the next 10 to 15 years with our commercial vessels really taking a big part of that, because that's our heritage. We don't want to have them not be included in this venture. I think the harbor has so much potential in the next 10 to 15 years. It's an incredible, our harbor master now has really done a great job of really trying to get us to a point to where we're not in the red. That's very important. I'll tell you the reason why
Huge.
is because that harbor is on every citizen to pick up the tab, and that could lead to a budget shortfall.
Yeah.
And that's what is so important in the discussion, is a budget shortfall that you're going to inherit at that harbor. That's why it was very, very important to get us out of the red. And then you say, well, how could we be in the red for so many years? That's a different conversation for a different day.
Sure.
Privately, but there were so many complications down there, as it has been for quite some time.
Do any Pascagoula business owners reach out to you? And if they do, how do they feel about the development of these projects happening in the city?
They do reach out. And the one thing that I can tell you is there are some developers that want to come into town. And the common question that they have is, well, do I have to build up? The other question is, if I do build, will I be able to lease the spaces out? And that is the number one concern. However, this is how I put them at ease. Every building that we have is full. There's no vacancies anywhere in commercial space. That's why developers want to come here. And of course, we have to incentivize them to get here because we're in competition with every other city along the coast. And it's business is the city. City is business. And I'll tell you the reason why. We have to compete on so many levels for employees, for residents. It's incredible. Life is, you even look at Chase Bank. They have to compete with other banks. And that's where we've gotten in our economy, is competing on every level possible. So for instance, look at your city, you look at our police department, our fire department, our public works. Something happens to you, talking about competing, you call 911, you don't want the lowest guy on the totem pole answering that call. You want the most qualified, the well compensated coming to your rescue.
Final question, my friend. And are the upcoming events, such as cruising the coast, beneficial for the business community in Pascagoula and any of these other future events?
Without a doubt. I think the complexities of cruising the coast was whether our small little city could handle that amount of dollars going out at one time to bring cruising here. And I think a lot of people understood where we were. That's a $25,000 fee to cruise on the coast to come here. For me, that's a little too much to stomach. And so this year, one of our aldermen came up with going to the business community, and it was successful in that. And so the city's contribution to that is $5,000. And to further the conversation, the Mahjong was here this weekend. That was over a 40,000.
Big part of that.
It was a $40,000 injection to the city of Pascagoula. That was a 2-day event that actually turned into 3. And all of our hotel rooms were booked. Most every one of our restaurants were booked. That was a great weekend. And I'm a big supporter of special events. And I'll tell you the reason why. In a city this small, you have a certain amount of businesses. We have roughly under 7,000 people.
Sure.
There's only so much that these 7,000 residents can contribute to the businesses. So like in business, you need to know your identity. Our identity is basically a tourist boutique town, and we put it on when we need to. So the injection of outside money coming in helps us tremendously. It really broadens the tax base for us. It helps us out. And like I explained to others at the Mahjong Festival, and I thank them for that. We're small town, small budget, but just what they brought to us really helps the city coffers out. It helps us, like we said, coming out of budget. We go into budget every year with a small amount of money that we need to make raises, buy equipment, pave roads, repair bridges, repair the roads. And those festivals bring in a really good amount of money. Now, a lot of people will go with, hey, they don't bring in that much sales tax dollars. Maybe, maybe not. But I tell you what it does bring. It does bring in a lot of people into the city, sales and traffic that would have never happened without them being here. And the exposure that our restaurants and our local boutiques and our local businesses get is incredible. And you just, that's something you just can't pull out of a jar.
Exactly. And, I know that you and Miss Bach and Turley are all not only cruising the coast, but I know y'all can't wait for Christmas in Pass.
Christmas in the Past, I think this year, without giving away a lot, is going to be a special event by far. And I think if you've never been to a Christmas in the Past, you need to come experience it. This year, without letting the cat out of the bag, is going to be phenomenal. Hopefully the weather will hold out for us, but please come for Christmas in the Past. And again, this is another special event where our local businesses would have never been able to make sales or get the exposure without people coming into our town. And that's what's so vital for a very small town like this. And I'll tell you, and I want to elaborate on why we do not have a lot of businesses, is because the elevation, it really throws us off. If you and I are going to create a sandwich shop or sell t-shirts, souvenirs, we're going to have to go up now. Whatever our building costs were to go on a slab, they've tripled because we've got to go up in the air.
Sure.
So the return on the investment is really not that great. And it's more of a longevity type situation. It scares a lot of businesses off. So we try to use every tool in the toolbox. That's grants, that's bonds, that's any incentive that we can throw out of business to get them to come in. And we incentivize them because, quite frankly, you can't just smile at them and say, hey, great, we really want you here. There's other tools. Again, we're competing with other cities along the coast. And frankly, we're competing with other states nationwide.
Sure.
It's really a trifecta of what you can do to persuade them to come here.
Well, tell the audience how they can reach out to you, email, phone number, and such.
Email is always great. The telephone number for me is 228-574-7909. And if you call, leave a message or text, I will get back to you. We do take everything at a priority as best that we can, and we will get back to you as best we can.
Email again?
Email, that's kkimball@passchristian.mississippi.gov.
We always thank you, my friend.
Thank you
Take
for
care.
the opportunity. God bless Pastor Christian. God bless everybody. We appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
There we go. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 12th, and head to Nine Toes Brewing Company in Pass Christian for the Hook 'em for Heroes block party. It's a free event from 1 to 10 p.m. featuring live performances by J.J. Gray and Mofro, Mark Broussard, Cedric Burnside, Honey Island Swamp Band, and more. Best of all, the event supports local veterans and first responders, so come enjoy great music while giving back to those who have served our communities.
If you are thinking about selling on your own, maybe ask Steph. If you would like to talk to Stephanie to help determine your next steps, call today at 228-563-0471 or call her at the office and ask for Steph at 228-452-4242.
Looking for effortless style on the coast? Discover Coast Casual in the Pass, your locally owned men's and boys' boutique. Coast Casual offers a mix of coastal and southern-inspired clothing, accessories, and gifts.
Now we are here with the lady that's here all the time when I get here, Miss Alexis. She is the representative of Past Ice Cream Palace. We got some questions for you. First off, how many flavors do you have, if you even have an estimate?
12 times 5, 60.
60? Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. What is the preference of most people that come in? What do you think out of everybody that you see? And I know you see a lot of people. What's your top?
I think it depends on the age of the person.
Okay, well, tell me that. Tell me the young kids. What are the young kids at?
Kids like cotton candy.
Really?
Old people like anything with nuts.
Old people, is that like me?
No, like old.
Okay, older.
Older.
Veterans, okay.
Senior citizens like
Yeah.
anything with nuts.
Thanks.
Middle-aged men usually get a shake of any flavor.
Really?
And middle-aged women go for either the coffee or the cheesecake.
Do y'all have just serve ice cream or do you do something else besides ice cream and floats?
I mean, we have boba, dirty sodas. We do fresh squeezed lemonade.
Boba, tell me about that.
It's like little balls filled with flavor.
Really?
You can get sweet tea, green tea, or Sprite, and then you can get different flavors with it.
Awesome, awesome. I've noticed that you guys have some cheesecake up here. Is that a lot of people picking that up?
Yeah, it's cotton blues cheesecake. People
What?
like.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, well, absolutely. This will be your last question. Of all of these, which one do you like? And which one do you or your other coworker, Emily, which one do y'all prefer and talk about?
I like minty mint chip, but mint is very hit or miss with people.
Oh, yeah.
We have 2 mints. I like the one with shavings of chocolate, not chocolate chips. Emily likes the caramel cheesecake.
Wow.
And the cappuccino crunch. She likes a lot of them, to be honest.
Wow, that's great. Y'all do a lot of tasting?
Yeah,
Nice.
every few months we have to go through and retry them.
I was gonna ask, when do they usually come in? Because I know I've seen the guy that brings in some.
We get orders on Fridays, except during the summer because school's out. We get them on Tuesdays and Fridays. But during the school, he delivers.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much for having us. We
you.
appreciate you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
United States Marine Inc. knows what it means to show up strong. Your grit and teamwork inspire us every day. At USMI, we cherish our family, and our family includes community and you. USMI builds the baddest boats with pride and coastal toughness.
We gratefully appreciate you listening to this podcast. And Jeff, we thank you again. It's a great time we had here.
It is, man. As I said earlier, it's a real blessing having this right down the street from our house. Charlie walked down here. Like I'm telling Charlie, you should be writing your book about growing up in Past Christian. That's gonna be his novel.
I mean, we have all these great businesses. I mean, we don't need to do a whole lot more else.
It's
traveling. So.
And I know this person doesn't sponsor us. Maybe they will one day. But I had a dental emergency recently. I was telling you about where I thought I had a lot of stuff going on and I got very sick, but it ended up being an infected tooth. I texted Trace Favre from Coast Dental Arts right down there on 2nd Street.
Yeah.
Trace called me in, brought me in like
Dr.
first
Trace,
thing. But he's a good man. Like I love him and I'm so grateful that he helped me. That's the kind of people we have in this community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we want to thank all of our sponsors.
Hit them. I love it. It's money.
Including the Beau Rivage Resort and Casino in Biloxi, Nine Toes Brewing Company in Pass Christian, O'Dwyer Realty Agent, Stephanie Mankiewicz, Joseph Kelly, Attorney at Law, the Coast Casual in Pass Christian, the Insurance Barn in Gulfport, the Hook'em for Heroes Block Party on Saturday, September 12th, Pass Ice Cream Palace, which we thank them for hosting us.
Yeah, it's great.
Great time.
It was. It's a great show, and we're super grateful to have been here.
And as final, the U.S. Marine Inc., which is a great company, and we're getting everything ready to go here for upcoming football season. Make sure you check us out on YouTube under Gazebo Gazette Productions. And you subscribe if you like us well enough, and we hope you do. or follow us on the award-winning The Gazebo Gazette website, where the podcast will be posted later on this week, as well as on Facebook.com/The Real Gazebo Gazette, or on X, Gazebo Gazette is the handle. The Mudcat report is available on all email, on all podcasts.
It's
Right?
on the email too.
Email
If you want it, let me know. I'll email it
Yeah,
to you. I'll
exactly.
download it and email it to you. But yeah, we're on
Exactly.
Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Amazon, MySpace, like all the stuff, man.
All this stuff, absolutely. All of you have put it in my space.
That's my only joke. That's all I have.
But it's also all of that on the podcast is under the Mudcat Report tag. Signing out, this is Hunter Dawkins from the Pass Ice Cream Palace, the host of the Mudcat Report. And now you know the rest of the local story. Good night.